Hey, welcome to Black Amethyst Oracle. This is Carmen, and I am going to give you three smaller readings. And with these, the goal is to just receive messages, especially from feminine divinity. You don't have to be feminine, female, woman, identifying or otherwise. It's just a matter of the goddess energy that exists, and it's in us all, and to a degree at least. And there, more importantly, there are messages about life from it. So I'd like to tap into that source. It's something I feel strongly about that's been suppressed and oppressed in the world over for many, many, many centuries, really. So I'm all about awakening the goddess, and we all have a channel there inside. So I'd like to help us access it, and without being too getting too too much into that right now, because that's, you're not here for a lecture, right? So I'll just explain what I've done. I've chosen 3 stones, crystal stones, and I've paired them with a goddess who is under here. From the stone and the goddess, I shuffled and pulled some cards, a couple oracles, some runes, and some astrology based stuff. So that's happening here. That's just for opening up an energy. And then I will get into smaller tarot spreads for, I think I'd like to look at just more specific messages regarding self and love life, romance, and career. So I'd like to just lightly touch on those tonight. So let me introduce you to these groups. This is labradorite. You may notice at some point or another, if you watch much of what I do, I really like raw stones, but with labradorite specifically, it's nice to have the polished, the one side, you know. It's the best way to see that beautiful flash. So this is the labradorite, and the second group is lepidolite and pink tourmaline, and it also has some quartz, good old quartz. But I love the lepidolite. This one is a lilac color because of the pink tourmaline, but it also has just got that scaly mica quality to it that's so fancy. And then I've said before, I love smoky quartz, and this one is such a hunk and so black, and it is translucent, but ooh, it's dark and lovely, right? So there's the smoky quartz for the third group. So if one of these is calling to you, check it out. If it doesn't feel right, check out a different one. These messages, especially in the beginning, I feel are applicable to everyone to a degree. But I'm hoping certain aspects will resonate with you and help you connect and feel a part of this, and to send your energy into the collective to get these readings. All right, that's enough. I'm gonna go on to the first one. See you there. Thanks. Hey there, group 1. If you chose the labradorite from the first pile, this is the goddess that I chose to go with the labradorite, and it's Artemis in Greek mythology. Actually, all 3 goddesses tonight I chose are Greek. The Roman equivalent would be Diana. You may know of her as the moon goddess, or also just the wilderness and the hunter are her sort of domains. I'm gonna try to sit down. She's all about being self-sufficient and just using your instincts, and the power of solitude and silence. Like, you know, if you look at nature and wilderness, and you see, you know, things are happening, animals, creatures going on about their business, but for the most part, it's a lot more quiet than humans, and there's a lot of power and beauty in that, but more importantly, instinct. And I think it's a good idea to take moments to connect to your inherent ability to be a part of that. And the labradorite is a really magic stone, and it's really good for awareness, and it's protective also. So I just feel like these sort of go together. Yeah, she's the goddess of the hunt also, and the hunted. She protects the young and vulnerable as well. So that's it. I want to move into these other cards that came for this energy, or with this energy, that I did not select. I shuffled. Okay, so first of all, how do we want to do this? I'm going to show you the runes first. What do we have here? Oh, they're upside down. Here we go. We've got Isa with a bat. Oh, let me show you real quick. Yeah. And Gabo with a swan. Okay. If you're not familiar with Nordic runes, a lot of times these would be cast, you know, carved into stones and bone and whatnot. I really like these cards. They're paired with animals, and I also love using animal spiritual elements of them as well. So I hope I'm being loud enough. So for the bat, and for ice is how it's pronounced, this is about reflection and inner strength, and to concentrate on your power, to pack it up, and, you know, rest until you need to use it, sort of. And the rune itself has to do with the essence of all things, and finding strength within, and self-awareness and self-acceptance. So that said, I'll keep moving. I'm also, this is a bat on my hand. To me, the bat has a lot to do with listening, has a lot to do with not only listening to your own instincts and intuition and messages that you receive all by yourself, listening to others, listening to the silence, and just a stillness, sort of, which is echoed here. And then this is the Gebo, and it is here with a full moon and a swan. And to me, the swan and the moon have a lot to do with reflection. But swans are like meat for life birds, so they represent bonds and fidelity, and making promises, caring, loving, protecting each other. And the Gebo, that it looks like an X, is actually it has to do with sacred exchanges and marriage, actually, and honor and commitment and contracts and union and all kinds of relationships, love, friendship, family, etc. So here we're seeing a message about making promises and sacred exchanges, and here with the going within and harnessing your strength, and both, I believe, have a lot to do with reflection, essentially. Both the swan with the full moon and the bat who's listening and waiting and reserving strength, which is appropriate, you know, for what I think the mood of these are. Labradorite is very reflective also, and this Artemis energy, I think, is asking you, us, to listen to your nature, listen, quiet, and be still, and reflect, and think about what really matters, what really, really matters at the end of the day. And who's, like I'll just say it differently, like ride or die, that those are the ones you keep close. I think that matters. And that's what I think about this one. And just basically not wasting your time and energy on in futile places or in wasted places. And there are wasted places. Let's be honest. We live in an extremely superficial, chaotic, busy, ego-driven world. So I think it's really important to just connect and listen to yourself. I don't want to drag these out. I'm trying to be less of a talker. These come from a playing card deck, the Ecliptic playing card deck, and I pulled the court cards. I have them separated, and because the court cards represent the 12 signs of the Zodiac, and I think they're done so well, and I just pulled them aside and used those 12 to shuffle, and I gave each pile 2 to bring in astrological Zodiac energy. And this does not necessarily mean that the signs that appear here, oh, that's your sign and this is for you. It could, sure. Or, you're somebody that you're curious about. That's not how this works. I would like very much for us to realize that, our charts are bigger than that. We have bigger power players, within, but I mean, you could look at someone's chart and say, you've got all this water, and you don't have very much air or whatever. This is just an example. But you might find that person throughout life making up for a lack of air in the way they live. So I just think it's really important that we don't just prescribe blindly these 12 zodiac signs to like the little bit that society likes to talk about. There's so much more, and I'll just get to this because these are paired with the the 4 suites, and this one, they're really beautiful. This is Virgo, and it's the Queen of Diamonds, which would be the Queen of Pentacles. And this one is Pisces, the Pisces card, which is in this deck, the Queen of Cups, Queen of Hearts. So I'd like to talk about how these energies, the Virgo and Pisces energies, are showing up here as messages from divinity. And I think these are the only 2 that actually have women on them. So that makes me feel just from the start that this is a very strong feminine power, and that's not to rule out anyone who's not a woman. I mean, honestly, you could be a man watching this, or identify as male, whatever, have lots of masculine energy and need to pull this in just as much as anyone else does. If you are feminine and you want, to get something out of this, I'm already seeing with Artemis and these two ladies, you're definitely needing to connect to this power that's in you. And if you're not, find it in you. It's in there. All men have it in there. I have to be careful not to say so many things that I want to say that are just seem, I don't know. I like a balance. I think balance is good. And I think any of us who can find both masculine and feminine inside ourselves and balance that, we're doing the good work. So, okay, Virgo, Queen of Pentacles, supportive, protective, fertility. Virgo being a virgin, and literally Artemis being the virgin as well. That's lining up nicely. And Queen of Cups, intuitive, compassionate, nurturing energy. Lots of, the water being emotion, Pentacles being earth. And practicality and grounding. So bringing that emotion into your grounding, bringing that reflection. Swan often would show up as a water, I believe. Labradorite, I would have to check, but I really believe it has all the stones are earth, but I think there's a water aspect to it. But it doesn't matter. I think the message here is to listen, embrace, and draw on the feminine power that resides in you. Get still, reflect, save up your power. Embrace the parts of yourself, your nature, that might be more nurturing and protective. These two, like, find them and listen to them. Whatever, anything that you find yourself going up against or through, if you can draw on what you feel inside yourself to be practical and particular and just unconditionally loving and sweet, soft, that's where I think this is going. I think recognizing the absolute strength and power that grace and beauty actually involve. We have tended to put feminine energy into a more fragile box, into a, delicate, dainty, needs to be protected, doesn't, have the same strength or whatever as the other side. But no, that's wrong. Feminine power just utilizes generally softer methods, because it comes from, it comes from a place of maternity, to be honest. It has to be gentle. It cares about life. And when you think about life, and we've got aspects of fertility represented here. When you think about that, is there really, I mean, isn't what women do as mammals really, truly, like one of the strongest things that people do, if you think about it? And I don't mean to say, it doesn't make you less of a woman or less strong if you don't have birth or whatever, at all. But I'm just saying, it's not funny, but it's so contrary to me to watch patriarchal patterns all over the world dictate that women aren't as strong, and we're absolutely all that and then some. And I think we have to realize that. If we don't, you have to. Everything you need to survive in this world is inside of you, and you have lineage. You have mothers, 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 and grandmothers, 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 lineage that will nurture you your entire life through. And I know this. I've felt it. I've seen it in my dreams and in my life. You just have to listen and know that they're there. Know that it's there. It's in your blood. There are women in your blood who loved what they knew was happening when, you know, all that came before you began. Woo! I hope you follow that. Look, this is the Black Moon Astrology card that I got for this. And I don't know where to put it, honestly. It's ninth house, faith. And I will say, I know it's related to Jupiter, which is interesting because Artemis, who is Diana in Roman, Artemis is Zeus's daughter, who is Jupiter in Roman. There's some Jupiter in this card, and Jupiter is luck. That's our luck bringing giant, so to speak. So it might be worthwhile to kind of look into where your Jupiter is, what's going on with that. I know mine is in Capricorn, and we're in Capricorn right now, so we're at the time of this filming. I'm personally, I feel very connected to everything so far. But anyway, this card's about having faith and luck and being open to the expanse and to your destiny and to fate. This card actually, you know, there's the Ouija board and the palmistry diagram here, actually has to do with faith in esoteric matters and psychic abilities and spiritual travel, so to speak. So I think a message to take away from this would be that you should have faith in your own abilities. You should have faith in your ability to listen to your inner guides. You should have faith in your ability to reflect and see what there is. You should have faith in the goddess within you and those traces of your ancestry, of the women who came before you for so many generations, who have stories and beautiful experiences of strength and will that is taken for us to be here in this crazy world that is somehow being dominated by greed. And that's, in a nutshell, and I said I wouldn't lecture, but in a nutshell, kind of a lot about why feminine energy has been suppressed. Because if we're allowed to do things the feminine way, there's not going to be as much war. And that is unfortunate for some of the Mars energy that we have all around us. So, all right. Let me see what I got. I'm going to move these and try to do some tarot. I don't know if I'm making any sense, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I know what I'm trying to say. I just don't know if it's coming out, because this wasn't based on questions, you know. This wasn't looking for a specific answer. That was just a kind of a lead up and into the energy that is wanting to come through, and who we might be getting answers from in this next part, which I don't want to drag on. So this deck is the Linestrider Tarot. I agonized over which deck to use for this, and I decided on this one. Okay, so if you've seen me read before or shuffle tarot, you may have heard me say I don't use reversals. And so if it looks funny, it's because I shuffle so that I don't get reversals. There's reasons. There's always reasons. I haven't used these very much, so they're a little pristine. You know what I mean? Okay. What I want to know, let's get a specific message from this Artemis labradorite energy. I want to look at a more specific message about something you may be going through in yourself, in your health, in your spirit, in your will, in your experience, that has to do with your time here. Not this is just your energy. Okay, so oh, look at me making a mess. You know why? I'm going to tell you why that happened. Because I close my eyes. It's this habit I can't break. When I'm trying to hold a question in my third eye, a lot of times I close my eyes, and the whole shuffling thing gets embarrassing. All right. Let's look at you. Let's look at your energy. Well, what a mess. Ace of Pentacles. All right. So I feel like you're primed for a fresh start in an earthly manner. Like, this is Pentacles is earth, and it's I think you want to be grounded. I think if you haven't already actually begun to be or are grounded, it's well on its way. I think that you're prime for that energy right now to increase your abundance and to begin to take on the material world, you know, like get what you need, take care of your day-to-day. And as far as like yourself, like I think it's going to give you a great deal of personal satisfaction to be able to take care of yourself. And, you know, again here, Artemis is very much represents the self-sufficiency of women. Not that you have to be a woman, but I just saying, the Ace of Pentacles sounds good. So what is shifting and coming up for you? What's coming up in the realm of your just relationship with yourself? All right, Hangman. Can you see this? It's a tiger. You know, a lot of times people equate the Hangman with being stuck. But I'm going to say Hangman's Neptune. There's psychic stuff in there, which I believe this bat, this ninth house faith card has to do with. I'm seeing this Hangman as what could be coming up for you is a new point of view, a new perspective, reflection, like here with the swan, and here with the Pisces, Queen of Cups. So what's coming up? A shift in your point of view. You know, when you're upside down like that, you see things a little differently. It's going to be different for every single person. So I could ask, we could see if there's a clue about it. Ooh, I made some cards. I made some other cards that I was thinking about trying out, and I'm a little nervous about it because I haven't used them yet, and they're really weird. Like, I just put like these answers on these cards that I feel are covering the who, what, where, when, how, why type questions, and they may or may not fit. The idea is either in use, they will bring my intuition, but I would love it if they would resonate with you in the stuff you know that I don't, because this is a collective general reading. But at any rate, what if we ask for a clue about getting into this position? If this is coming up, you know, hopefully it's, you see all the pictures of the hanged person and they always look mildly uncomfortable, and at least, and nobody wants that. It doesn't, I don't believe that it has to be that way. I don't believe it has to be related to feeling stuck. It can, but here, especially with the ace being in this fresh start space, I think this shift in perspective is only going to elevate you. So let's just see if there's a clue here. I don't know. I don't even know what to ask. Is there a clue here about this perspective change, the shift in point of view? What might be seen? How might this happen? Whoa. I'll take it. A plan. Okay. Curiosity. Plan. Are you coming up with a plan? Because this is a new beginning, and you know, could represent an offer, a start of like an endeavor. Could be like a business type thing with the pentacles. That wasn't what this question was about, but like in your grounding, and then you're flipping it. So a plan, some curiosity. Are you curious about esoteric matters? You're here. This indicates, a lot of this indicates to me that you're on a quest. Maybe you're going to learn more about accessing your own intuition. Maybe you're going to learn a way to use it, if you already know how to access it. Shall we do one more? Is there one more clue about what's coming up in the realm of your own spirit's wellness? All right, let me do this. Feeling down. Have you been feeling down? You're ready to start? You're going to turn it around? I think that could be it. I mean, I feel like it's pretty obvious too that you could enter a state of having your world turned upside down. And if that's the case, try to look at it as an opportunity to see things differently and walk away from it with, like I said here, this ride or die energy. Take a look at within for what really matters, if that's the case. I'm feeling that's probably as good as anything I'm going to get, but maybe it will mean something to you. All right, so I'm going to shuffle again and ask about romance. Is there a message here in this Artemis labradorite energy about what's going on in love? What's going on in love? Ten of Swords. Oh. Was there an ending? A breakup, an ending? Or is one on the horizon? Is that something that, you know, if it's coming up, I honestly feel it's your decision. If it's something that's already happened, I feel you may be a little sad about it. That's just what I'm getting. So you might be thinking of ending something. Maybe you're not happy, you're not getting treated how you want to be treated. You know you can do better, you know you're worth more. That's what these cards are about. You know you're a catch. You know someone needs to treat you right. You need to be treated how you should be treated, right? And you're not gonna waste your time. Where was that I was talking about that? No time to waste. Save your good energy. That's what the bat card is saying. So I think, you know, if you're thinking about ending something to empower yourself, that's for you to know and decide. But I think you know if you know. And if something has ended and you're sad about it, yeah, by all means, look at how strong you are in there and just pull it out. Just pull. Just do what you need to do. I'm getting ideas of, you know, with the swan, you know, famously beauty and, you know, take care of all that. You know, there's a really funny meme I saw about the urge to like get fiercer and hotter every time someone disappoints you. And I mean, it's absolutely true. Does anybody ever, like, you start radiating once you start coming out of the pain of a heartbreak, right? Like, and then the next thing you know, they see you and they're like, and a lot of times that's the impetus, you know, you're like, you're gonna wish you're gonna see me and be like, damn, what did I do? And that, yeah. But that's not the reason to do it. Do it because you deserve better, and that's how you're gonna attract better, is by being your best. And I think once you begin to access that, like even up here, maybe that's what this was about. Yourself. Maybe somebody has been affecting your self-esteem, and you've been in this position of having to learn to look at it differently, look at the situation differently, look at yourself differently. All right, this could go a couple ways. I mean, it could go a million ways. There's a bunch of people out there, and I'm not talking to one person, so I think any of this is possible. But it looks like an ending, either something you want to end or something that has ended and upset you, affecting your self-esteem. But you are going to look at this from a new point of view and realize you can do better. You can get this you give that, and you deserve that back. Sorry. All right, so like, let's take a look at what's coming up in love. What's coming up in love after this 10 of Swords? You know, I just went straight to ending, but there's a lot more about the 10 of Swords that it could have been, but that's what I got. It just felt like an ending right off the bat when we're talking about love, but it could also be other things if there's been no one around to end with, or you know, this can also represent being done with the way things are. If you've been alone, you've been, you know, assessing your standards or putting up with stuff that wasn't, had no depth, you know, could be, yeah, you don't, or if you're having trust issues, that's the other thing I'm getting. If you feel like you haven't been able to move forward anywhere with anyone because you've got some trust issues. Again, back here to finding it within yourself, the self-sufficiency of Artemis, and the, you know, she protects the vulnerable, and she's got you. She's got you. She's got the skill of the hunter and the light of the moon on her side, you know. And you have that too. Coming up in the realm of love, Knight of Swords. Okay. Knight of Swords is about moving fast, hasty decisions, and like the Knight's usually about communication, and but this particular one, Swords being mental energy and air, it's things happening quickly. So I feel like if you're getting over something, you're gonna be over it real quick. It's gonna be like no problem. If you are ready for something new, you may be about to move real fast with someone. Just be careful, but really fast. I want another card on this one. I think, let's see. Can we get another card about this fast moving situation coming up in love? Ooh, another movement card, Chariot. Ooh. You know, okay, so Chariot's the Cancer card, so there's moon here as well. And I'm looking at this moon and I'm thinking about her and this moon, and I'm with the Chariot being about movement, and I generally think it's a good card, and it has to do with like coming out on, you know, victorious and remaining strong. You know, you've always got these horses and they're like strong, and you're like coming in like a you know, like like a king or a queen or an empress or an emperor, you know, like, it's regal, it's dignified. And like, I think regarding this fast movement coming in, this Knight of Swords energy, the quick decisions, finding some love situation quickly, it sounds like. Looks like you're gonna go forward with it, and maybe it's all right. Maybe it's all right. But shall we do some of the I don't know how I feel about these cards, I'll be honest. I've tried to shuffle them. They're very difficult to shuffle. I don't know if I made a mistake. But anyway, well, it's not the time. It's not the time. Can we have a clue about who, what, or how is coming in love? Something's coming. And you know, if you... I don't want to go there. I don't want to... I'm sorry. It's too general. I don't want to get into specifics. But if you're not dealing with an ending, you know, something is going to end or has ended. You know, like I said, if you're just single and you're done with being single, something's coming and you're going to move fast. It could also be if you've been in a connection. It doesn't have to be completely over. This could, I feel, this could be an upgrade. We went from 10 to night, and this could be basically like if you've been with someone and it's been rough, like really, really rough, I believe this could be like a quick, just a quick move into victory, possibly. All right, is there a clue about who, what, how, where? Oh, a phone call. All right, got a phone call and some quick stuff. One more. A clue about who, what, how in this next thing coming up in love. A teacher, mentor, or elder. So something... I feel like, to me, this feels like something that someone wise has told you is going to be happening. And I say that because this happens a lot in my life. You'll recall a story, you know, a romance that your grandma had, or, you know, something will remind you of something that you've been told by a wise person, I think. And the phone call, I just leave it there, you know, like, sounds like there's gonna be a phone call. I hope that's okay with you. You know, and when I say phone call, I don't mean a text. I mean talking. All right, how long has this been? Jeez, I didn't want it to be this long. Shoot. All right. Let's do this. Career. Like, you know, your occupation, career, hobbies, passions, the ways you spend your time that aren't about, you know, romance and health. More about your wealth. Okay. It's the energy there. Ooh, Queen of Wands. So look, you know, you've got it. You've got what you need to make anything happen. The Queen of Wands is in my mind very close to the Magician. Very, very able. This is, you know, someone who's independent and ambitious and passionate and, like, you know, makes shit happen and feels things deeply. You know, wands are fire, but I think there's a lot more involved here with the Queen, because queens, like, inherently have, I just want to say, I feel like queens inherently have water. I mean, feminine, divine feminine energy is usually, I believe, going to bring water. It just is. And, like, I mean, there is a Pisces here, but that's separate. I think your current energy is okay with either where you are or what you're capable of doing, or both. And what is coming up for you in this realm? The Three of Pentacles. Teamwork, growth, like working together for practical solutions. It just seems like, I don't know, you could be, this has to do with working with other people to meet the goal. Like, it could be just like being a team player. It could be collaboration. If you're creative, Queen of Wands certainly could be creative. This could have to do with a collaboration coming up. If you do something like, you know, oh, sorry, didn't mean to put that out there the whole time. This is hard. So sounds good. I think I'm gonna leave it there and not get any more on this, because this is very long and I didn't want it to be this long, and I still have 2 more to do, and it's getting late. One of these days you're gonna see daylight readings, but not while my kids are out of school. Okay, could be all over the place, I'm telling you. I'm seeing you've got a lot of ability right here. Got a lot of power, and there's a collaboration or a team effort coming up. Growth. This is good. This is good. Career section looks, when I say career, I mean, you know, what you like to do, right? And then you're gonna hear your wise words in your memory, and you're gonna there's gonna be a phone call. We've got potential ending having happened or happening. And like I said, I think if it's happening, it feels like it's you wanting it to, like, you're the one who's not really so sure. Maybe you could both be unsure, but, like, I'm getting that it's connected to this, that you're more interested in getting what you really want than settling for what you have. And then there's going to be quick decisions around that, or quick decisions around the next encounter, and, you know, the phone call and the story, but and the movement. The Chariot is a good omen for moving toward good stuff. And then we were talking about just yourself, your prime, get grounded, get your new perspective, get your take a look. You know, I just made this connection. The bat's hanging upside down and the hangman's hanging upside down. And I just, like I said, I think this has a lot to do with looking at your own, listening to and taking stock in your own abilities and awareness and depth and power. I really think that. And I just saw that, and that makes a ton of sense to me. You know, like I said, Hangman being Neptune, and Neptune having a lot to do with like psychic energy. Okay. All right. Get to it. Embrace Artemis, Diana, the queen of the moon, and the hunt, and not the queen, the goddess, and just getting, you know, make sure you're lining up your own truths with your deepest wisdom that's down there that you just gotta like tap. All right. Thanks for listening to me this long if you did. Oh my goodness. All right. Hey, group 2 with the lepidolite pink tourmaline, and this is the goddess that I paired with this stone. This is Aphrodite, Greek mythology Aphrodite, Venus in Roman. So you may be familiar with one or both of those. Certainly famous, right? Excuse me. All right. Aphrodite would talk about creativity, and she comes from the sea. You know, you've seen Venus coming out of the shell, that famous image, and she brings renewal and hope and spiritual and passionate love. Like this, you know, Venus embodies just beauty and creativity and femininity, really. I mean, all of these do actually, but like also lust and pleasure and passion and sex, to be honest. The lepidolite and pink tourmaline is also bringing to the table the fact that it is a heart healing energy, and it sort of connects us to our emotions and has a calming, balancing quality, and it's about also some self-love going on. So I think that's all good, and I want to show you some runes. Every group got a couple of runes randomly, so I'm gonna look at these with you. You may know that Nordic runes are often like cast on stones or whatever. I really love these little cards. I think they're really cute and sweet, and they're paired with animals, which is just fantastic, because I like to use animal symbolism as well. So here we have, and I can't promise I'm pronouncing them right, but this is the Jera right here, rune with the B, and this one is Wunjo, which I again could be wrong, and it's the hummingbird. So I'll put these down here. Talk about those for a sec. Jera has to do with things coming to fruition and abundance and harmony and rhythms and bringing things into balance. And the bee, of course, we all equate the bee to working hard, but also cycles of life, right? Just the life cycle. I do. And then this one, the Wunjo, is it's about change and shifting, and also joy and love and fulfillment and well-being, really. So the hummingbird is absolutely about joy and energy and harmony, and bringing wishes into being or fruition. So here we have energies of, you know, working hard to get the reward and the joy and harmony and fulfillment that is just a good omen for that coming. And the way that I would connect that to this Aphrodite is to say, you know, like I said, she's about renewal and hope and bringing beauty and passion. So far I'm getting a vibe of like maybe you need to connect with the part of yourself that is has goals, and think about your dreams and bringing them to life. And the outlook, I would say, is good with this particular rune. And hummingbirds really truly, I got so excited. I saw one a few weeks ago, and it kept coming and landing right like 2 feet from my face, and then it would go away, and then it would come back, and it kept happening. And I wanted to get a picture of it, but by the time I got my camera out, it stopped coming. And you know, because you're not allowed to take pictures of everything. So I was so excited because I just really think, I mean, we see them, but you know how hard it is to like see them still. I was so close and just like, wow, I've never really just, it was sitting on like a metal thing. It wasn't even like a flower, you know, or drinking, or it was just like visiting me. I was in a weird place. It's too much. I'm going on and on. But like, anyway, super excited, super good omen, and I know it. So like, I'm really happy to see that here, because I feel like if, you know, with this Venus, this Aphrodite, you should be calling in your passion and your beauty and joy, and things are looking good. And I'm going to tell you, I have this playing card deck, Ecliptic playing card deck, Zodiac deck. I pulled out the court cards because they represent the 12 zodiac signs. And I have to say this every time, I guess, but like, if I mention a sign, doesn't mean that you have to have that sign in your chart or be that sign, or someone else has to be that sign. That's not what it's about. It's about the energy that the sign brings. And you know, there's so much more to astrology than the superficial level of what, you know, what we, you know people to be. There's so much more. Like, for example, my chart is lacking fire. There's just one like little bit of fire, you know, but you wouldn't really necessarily know that about me, because I actually realized that I've been trying to make up for it in my whole life. You know, I'm always seeking fiery activity and fire nourishing events in my life. So I just mean to tell you that we all have lots of stuff in us, and when I talk about zodiac signs ever in readings, it's going to be about the qualities. And that's it. These cards are gorgeous. This is a Scorpio, but it is the King of Cups. Hearts are cups. And so here we've got Scorpio, King of Cups, and we've got Knight of Pentacles here with the Capricorn, Earth. That's what jacks are. Jacks are knights. So Capricorn and Scorpio coming in. Now Scorpio immediately makes a lot of sense and lines up with this stuff here. Scorpio being about depth and intuition and passion and actually rebirth, which, you know, renewal here with Venus and Aphrodite, and rebirth here with Scorpio, transformation. Some would say death, others might say it's all the same. And then but also this wateriness, you know, and this passion and depth and intuition. And then the Capricorn, bringing the earth, bringing the practicality of this bee and this Jera rune about working hard, bringing your dreams to fruition. That's very Capricorn. That's great earth, grounded, very particular, perfectionist, practical, productive energy. Those caps. These are intense. Scorpio is intense. Capricorn can be very intense. This is I always think about the horned animals, the ram, the mountain goat, sea goat, some would say, and the bull, myself, my sun sign. They're all very headstrong, especially the three horned zodiac signs. So I always like to think about Capricorn being headstrong, willful, and devising a plan, to be honest. And this like I said, this lines up. That's great. So sounds like you're in a position of, you know, feeling things very deeply, knowing what you need, want, and devising a plan and going after it seems favorable for you. Okay, and then the Black Moon Astrology card that we're getting here. Solar Eclipse, Revolution. All right, that one feels like one of the more self-explanatory cards in that deck. Okay, I do know that this is related to the Two of Wands in Tarot, and so that has to do with creating something new and knowing what you want. Like I said here with this Capricorn, knowing what you want. And the Capricorn-Scorpio combination, rather, is what I think brings up knowing what you want, because this is the needs and the desire, and this is the plan. So anyway, revolution. Okay, this card talks about changes and focusing on what we can do, but also ends and beginnings, like the Scorpio here, and things being this is echoed in Scorpio, when something seems like a bummer or that it didn't work out well, sometimes you have to look at how it might be a blessing in disguise. I think that's one of the messages of this card. Another message of this card that also resonates here with this is the work you need to do to transform into what you want to attract and what you want to be and what you want to do, right? So I think I'm feeling that the overall energy here is you've chosen some energy, or to get a reading about from a place of real support in your goals, all your goals. I mean, this could be love, life, any goals anything that you want to work for and achieve. The outlook is good for you. You need to be sure to call in your just your truth when it comes to your passion and what you really want, and to connect to your own sort of like spiritual purposes therein. Not just, if what you want to do has a deeper meaning to you, deep like the sea, then you're gonna feel better about it, this Scorpio, this water, this king of cups, it's good. It's the balance of emotions. It's having a ton of emotions, but knowing how to control them and balance them and use that creatively, I believe. Creatively in love, creatively in any endeavor, business, entrepreneurial, anything you want to do. Creative, passion. So, yeah. I hope that's not too rambly. It's really hard to organize all this together and not miss something. I wish I could get questions. I should do live stuff, but nobody would be there because nobody knows that I'm doing this ever. All right, I'm gonna stand up and move this stuff over. We got our solar eclipse. You know, solar eclipse feels, it's really when, you know, the moon is entirely new and it's just an alignment. And the new moon is about intentions, or is a good time to set intentions. It's dark and you plant a seed, and then as the shadow fades and the illumination takes over, what you've done can grow. And I just feel like it's important to know that during a solar eclipse, it just feels, it's like as dramatic as a new moon can be, and just like the ultimate time to plant seeds is what I believe to be going on here. Let me put these guys down here. Sorry, I just want to be able to see them for the rest of the reading. How's that? All right, using this Linestrider Tarot. And I'm going to ask, so I just did this in the last one, and for number one, and I'm a little scattered. I'm not going to try to pretend like I'm not that cool. I'm really not. I'm just trying to be honest. So look, I want to find out about your, like, where you are in yourself and your own spiritual wellness, sort of, I guess is the way to put it. And then I want to ask about your love life. And these are super quick, just like a couple of cards. And I want to ask about your career. But when I say career, I do mean anything that occupies you or that you want to do. Which, this might be a really important section for this one, because I feel like that's a heavy element over here. Like I said, the hard work, this hard work, this planting seeds, this knowing your passion, making a plan, the Capricorn, all of this can apply to different sectors of your life, but like there's definitely a feeling for me here of you setting forth on the path to just really just, you know, I just pictured you like stepping out of the ocean like Venus and just being like, look at me. Like, yeah, sorry. All right. Can we get energy read? What's going on currently? What's the current situation around the spiritual help-ish of the lepidolite Aphrodite Venus person? Current read on spirit devil. Sorry about that. Turned up upside down. All right. Interestingly, Devil's Capricorn, which over here we're talking about Capricorn being about, you're being headstrong, making a plan. Here with your spiritual health and wellness, I don't, you know, this is a general reading and I don't want to call people out and be a certain way, but I do want to kind of cover the things that come to mind. And if they fit, they fit. If they don't, just let it go, right? So I kind of feel like there was an element of motivation. Like, what is the motivation? You know, like when over here I was talking about working hard to get what you want, and like things looking good for you doing that, and like accessing your deeper desires and coming up with a good plan, you know, bringing all this beauty in, bringing all this passion to life, right? And I think one of the things that strikes me about this Devil card in this position, what I'm asking about, is that it just be sure you're not being materialistically motivated. I think it's important to connect to the depth of your reasons for the things you want to do. You can create those. You can. I'm not saying you have to lie. I'm just saying stick to your story. You know, like if all you really want is money, and there's nothing wrong with wanting money. I've struggled with that personally, but I'm beginning to understand there's nothing wrong with wanting to survive. But if you're looking for excess, if you're looking for the, you know, I don't know what the latest slang is, but if you're just looking to just come up big time and be like, you know, admired for having expensive shit, I don't see that as being like the message over here. And that's just one thing that just immediately came to mind with this Devil card. As far as like your personal, where you are right now spiritually, I just feel you may be a little wrapped up. It's possible you could be a little wrapped up in shallow matters, a little obsessed with things that don't really in the end matter or bring you happiness, when at the end of it all, you know, you don't want to be bound to, because Devil often has a lot to do with like being sort of bound. You don't want to be bound to unhealthy pursuits. You know what I mean? I hope you do. I hope somebody knows what the hell I'm talking about. I'm not seeing this as an extremely healthy place currently for you, regardless of what the details and specifics are. And I think that might be why this over here is really important, because it's a message that you can be good. You can be joyous and happy. It's right there. It's right. It's attainable. You're going to have to put in a little bit of work. You're going to have to plan it. And more than that, you're going to have to like access some meaning, some who you are, you know? And that's easier said than done. So what's sort of shifting coming up? What's coming up in this realm of like spiritual health for you with the Aphrodite and lepidolite. King of Wands. I think it looks to me like power is coming up, and this is, you know, charisma, a leader, like wanting it all and being a creator and having a vision. And I think what this says to me is that you can get what you want. I just think you should be mindful of your motivations. And it looks like it's on the horizon for you to become to sort of just own the energy that you admire. Own it for yourself. If you're wanting to be more spiritually aligned and attuned, and it's absolutely right there. Just might need to let go of some of the outside influences that aren't serving you. And I did make this other deck, and I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. I just used it for the first time in reading number 1, but it's this deck I made with just lots of what I think are answers or clues about sort of who, what, where, when, how questions. And I think they'll either inspire me to know something or you, which would be really fantastic. If it hits you in a place that you're like, you know exactly what it's about. I'd just like to see what I can get as a clue about your journey. What's a message you need to know about this journey of becoming the King of Wands in your own spiritual domain? Mutual feeling. Do another one. Okay, so if you are watching these readings and you're listening and studying, and you feel connections and synchronicity and stylistic similarities to yourself and others, like, just like use that. That's what it's there. It's all your resources. And something you read or something you read. You know what's really weird is I was going to... There were a couple of books I thought about even talking about. I never know what to do. But I thought about, if you don't know this book, I'm going to grab it. Chances are you do. Women Who Run with the Wolves, Clarissa Pinkola Estes. You can also check out other stuff she's written, but I just would like to recommend you study up on the things that are piquing your interest. You're here, there's a chance you're interested in any of the things that I'm talking about here, or anybody else. I'm talking about crystals, I'm talking about tarot, I'm talking about mythology, I'm talking about astrology, I'm talking about runes. These are all tools for you. Tools for me, tools for us all. And I think you're being encouraged to drop drop this any sort of shallow or behaviors or ties or any sort of like anything that's binding you to the material world in order to you know, follow your heart and things that feel right and your intuition and read up, search, read stuff, be obsessed with that instead. Like the devil can be obsession. And then, you know, maybe you're obsessed with this and it's going to turn out well for you. I think go with it. I think read about it. Get back over here. Romance. Let's talk about romance. What is your current love, life, romance situation? Oh, don't do that. Like, I'm sorry I'm always so tired. Once my kids are back in school, I'll be okay. I'll do some daytime stuff. Yeah. Romance. Current energy. Page of Swords. Alright, so that's air. Maybe you're feeling mentally strong and kind of like ready to go and a little bit fearless and curious. If you're involved in anything, I would be inclined to say you're feeling confident to a degree about it. Or almost, well, the pages, sometimes there's a little bit of youth and sometimes naive mentality that comes along with the pages. So like you could be involved with someone who's much younger or liking someone who's much younger, or you could be very young, or you could both be young, or there could be a big age gap, or the swords are the mental. So I'm just, you know, this particular one, all these letters are flying. Like maybe there are questions about communication. Maybe some things are being lost in communication. Maybe you're in a situation with a language barrier. Maybe you're in a situation where you're not getting the communication you need. Okay. I wish I could think of every possible scenario that I see here to cover all the bases, but that might do it. You might be feeling all right. You might be craving better communication. If you're totally single, sounds like there could be a case of mixed messages happening. All right, what's coming up? If you're in a relationship, my sense is someone is not telling you everything you need to know. Or maybe there's just drama. Maybe there's drama. Maybe there's a lot of social media stuff going on with this one. It just feels immature, to be honest. All right, what's coming up? Ace of Cups. So I think either a new relationship or a new start, fresh start to an old one, but there's a lot of emotion here. Somebody wants to make someone happy. I would say either what you have going on is going to feel like here, if you're not getting the communication, I feel like here what's coming up is you would get answers you need about feelings, how someone feels. And if you're on the fence about this person, it looks to me like you could either like wait for them to get real, or you could be primed to starting over elsewhere. This doesn't feel like it's been a long time if you're in something. Could be, but that's just what I see. So I see you as able to wait, or yeah, there's just this waiting feeling right here. Waiting for, you're waiting for the emotions to be revealed. Let's get see about these guys for a clue. A clue in this. Whoa, hello. A clue in the romance department. About this that I just said. Feeling down. That came up before. Yeah, I don't know. The more I've looked at this and the more I've felt this, the more I've been feeling like you're like waiting on somebody who is just not not doing what you want, not giving you the communication and the affirmation that you need. Maybe it's kind of bumming you out. I don't know. It's just a youth. It's just this energy that isn't feeling fulfilling, and I think you desperately want a nice emotional connection, and that's normal. You just might be waiting on the wrong person for it. Or you may have to wait longer than you want to. And if that's getting you down, what else can we get from this lepidolite heart healing beauty? A close friend. So a close friend is a clue. That's your situation. This person could be a close friend. Maybe you wanted something more with them and they just don't even get it. They're not seeing it and you're waiting for it. Or maybe you can start something. Maybe someone is a close friend of yours who's actually waiting for you. And a close friend could be either someone you've known a long time or someone that you're just dealing with a lot on a regular basis. So I'd love to know if that makes any sense to anybody. in your situation. But I think I can see how that would be, for sure. Absolutely. All right. So the last section that I want to ask about is career, occupation. That can also mean just what you like to do. Hobbies, habits, things that occupy you, and things you endeavor to do. But a lot of times it's just easier to say career. So what's your current energy in the career occupation realm? What are you doing with yourself? Four of Cups. Are you feeling uninspired and different? Are you feeling detached? Are you feeling ups and downs? Are you feeling contemplative? Can you see this? Was that even in the picture? She's just sitting there thinking. Yeah. Okay, so for a Cups card, for being emotional, I think the emotions on this have to do with a slight amount of detachment. Just feeling kind of flat. And it's not like a full-on, like, you could be depressed, but it's not like some of the cards are like way more indicative of like a real lapse and a depressive kind of episode. This just feels more typically like a dry spot. So pertaining to like what you're doing in your career, if you're creative, you could be feeling a little blocked. If you're, maybe you're not happy with your job. Maybe you don't have a job, but you don't really want to get one. You don't know what to do. You can't decide what you want to do. Maybe you're in school contemplating whether or not you should be, stuff like that. Let's take a look at what is shifting and coming up next in this realm of what you're doing. What's coming up next? Oh, well, all right then. Queen of Wands, you got it. You're gonna get it. Totally gonna take the power, right? This is independent and someone who makes stuff happen, and you're gonna. This came up in the last one too for a different part, but like this is you figuring it out. You're gonna figure it out. It's coming up. It's wands. It's fire. It's gonna happen. Is that in there? Sorry. Yeah. I don't think you should be worried about it too much. If you're feeling flat, everything like we said here with the bee and this Jera rune, it has to do with rhythms and cycles of life and seasons and time. So it just, there are going to be ups and downs, and there's things feel good, and then they get kind of boring, and then you get a renewed vitality. And I think that's what the Aphrodite Venus is about, is that renewal and hope, and like bringing hope. So if you're in this situation where you're feeling flat and uninspired, or if you're feeling down over here in your romance life, and you're dealing with something that's a little frustrating possibly, or you're feeling a little up here in the Devil card, just sort of bound to things that aren't in your best interests. You just need to call in. Your passion and beauty and creativity, like, you just ask for it to come. Just, if you're blocked, if you're feeling blocked, just ask for it. If you're feeling stuck, just ask that your great desires and your shift in perspective can happen, and your transformation can happen. Ask to be able. Ask whoever you need to ask. Ask anything that you feel is your higher power, your higher self, God, guides, ancestors, Aphrodite. It's whatever. Like, but I'm telling you, ask and you will make it happen. And that's what, this is hard work. And it looks like this is all appropriate energy that you have chosen, if this is all resonating with you, because this is work to sit in dissatisfaction and try to figure out what it is you need to do. And this is work to feel bound, or to feel obsessed, or to feel like like you're stuck. And this can be, right here with the romance, can feel uninspiring if you're not getting what you want. And I don't know that these are all that's 3 different parts of one situation that who knows. I guess what I'm trying to say is, I feel like it's this is all connected, and somebody out there it's going to work for. Somebody. I'd like to know who. Let me know. I do want to get just one clue about the career sector over here. I don't know if I did on the last one, but can we have a clue about this energy going from indifferent to passionate? How's that gonna happen? A song. Okay. I'm gonna let you see how that applies. I could think of different ways, but it's just gonna be me running up time and rambling. But like, you could be inspired. You could, maybe you're writing a song, but maybe there are lyrics that just really touch your, where you feel like you are, or what you want. And if there's another one, stay mindful. It's the last. Stay mindful. Stay mindful, like this bee over here. Remember that everything that you're working for, it might take time. It might take time, but you are bringing things to fruition. You are having your revolution, and you're working to transform into the life you want. That's the Scorpio. And the Capricorn is the plan to do it. And this is the fruition. Okay. All right. Such a mess. I'm a mess. Okay. I hope this gave you something. Oh my goodness. I feel like you're dealing with potentially uncomfortable, discontented sort of energies, at least in one section. If not, I saw it in possibly all 3. Just know that there is joy and harmony within your reach. And I believe it is very much inside you to renew yourself. That's all it takes. is your willingness. So, my best to you. Thanks. Hey, to the folks who chose this smoky quartz, and the goddess that I chose for the smoky quartz is this one, and it's Athena, who, that's Greek, but in Roman it's Minerva. Athena, virgin energy, war and wisdom, big time wisdom goddess. Actually very peaceful, even though she's the goddess of war in a way. She actually brings the peace, negotiation to the table, the you know, working it out aspects. She is about courage and friendship. She's also the agriculture goddess. She's about the arts. She actually, there's a story about her helping to create men, basically breathing life into them and fire into them. And her lesson is just about the absolute strength, but how there are no limits to the intellect and creativity of the feminine. And I always like to say she has an association with owls and serpents, which, you know, owls being wisdom and serpents being transformation. Smoky quartz, good for lots of stuff, grounding, but also elevating in that way that quartz is. But that carbon in there helps out with the grounding. So I just feel like this is we're dealing with a calm energy, very powerful, calm, intellectual and creative, brave energy. Okay, so to keep going, I have pulled randomly 2 runes cards for each reading, and this is a really cute deck, and it pairs each rune with an animal, which is why I like the cards, because otherwise, you know, runes would be like cast little stones. So here we have, and I may mispronounce, Bricano with a rabbit, and Perthrow with a 2-headed snake. So just from the get-go, we've got the snake here, and she's got a snake too. Snakes being transformative. Okay, so talk a little bit about these. The Bricano rune is actually like mother energy. It's protective. It's mature female wisdom. It has to do with fertility to a degree, but also like sanctuary and secrets. So, and this rabbit is also about maternity. So just from that alone, I'm seeing a connection here between you know, Athena being just the cool-headed, wise, cool-headed peacemaker type of war goddess, you know, and I see that here with the rabbit and the Bricano room. It's just it's the type of energy that comes from ancient wise women down the line. And then this Perthrow is Well, the snake is about, the two-headed snake is about prophecy and third eye, mystery. And this particular rune is about mysteries of the universe and our fates. And it's actually a good omen. But it's one of those things where it's like, as long as you can accept that the outcome is unknown, like it's going to be okay, can't necessarily tell you what it's going to be. That's just some energy on these runes that you got. And I'm going to keep going, and then hopefully it will all tie together. Okay, so I have this other deck, and it's the Ecliptic Zodiac playing cards. And I pull the court cards because they are the 12 zodiac signs. So each group of readings got 2, just to bring sign energy into the energy of what spirit has for you. And here we have King of Pentacles, King of Diamonds is King of Pentacles, and Taurus. And Jack of Clubs would be Knight of Wands, and it's Aries. Oh wow, okay. So these are the last reading had a Capricorn, and I was explaining how the 3 horned animals I always consider to be like really headstrong of the bunch. You know, the ram and the bull, and the Capricorn is the goat. They've all got their horns, and they're all really, of all the signs in the zodiac, these are to me the most sort of headstrong. So I guess the trick is using your cool head, like I think Athena does. King of Pentacles, being about power, prosperity, and comfort. Taurus, the strength of will and creativity and the arts. Creativity and the arts, the Venus involved here. And then for the Knight of Wands and the Aries, we're looking at energy that is driven and somewhat charming, fire, you know, fiery, and determined. So yeah, we got the Knight of Wands, King of Pentacles, Aries, Taurus, Earth, fire. That's solid. To me, Earth and fire are always a strong mix, elemental mix. Like a really, I think because I work with stones and crystals so much, I often think about the formations that a lot of times involve fire and earth. Like that's how this stuff comes to be. I mean, when you look at lava, for example, that's one of the ultimate, like, obvious fire and earth combos, where you see hot lava, and when it's turned into solid form, when it cools. And I mean, we're on whole land masses that are made of it on this planet. In some places it's very strong, and it's very it can be very protective, and it can ground you, but at the same time give you you know, plant your feet, but your heart is determined type stuff. So let me get to this Black Moon Astrology. First house, the body. Okay. So this particular card is is about moving forward with confidence. And first house is your ascendant, and that's the house of the self. And like, you should possibly like think of your ascendant sign, your rising sign, and kind of like look into, if you don't already know, like look into like what that means, like what that represents. Like generally that's how you're perceived. It's the face you wear, it's the way you present, and to other people. And it's just good to know, because a lot of times our realities are affected by like other people's perceptions of us. That's just how it goes. So that could be something to look into. But this card in particular could be talking about feeling your own strength and asserting your own power, but doing so with, I like to think with a sort of gracefulness of Athena, and a cool head of Athena. The cool head that both the bull and the ram can have. You know, I'm a Taurus, and I've seen Taurus and Aries explode to a degree, but both of them, even though they're wildly headstrong, are very cool. Like very like, they will stay cool until absolutely provoked. You know, you see them drawn in these ways where they're always kind of, there's an intimidation factor, but they're actually like some of the chillest, if you ask me. And sort of just only use their force when necessary, which is, I think, an Aphrodite kind of, Athena kind of. Did I say Aphrodite before too? The last one's Aphrodite. Athena, Minerva. Energy. So, all in all, the energy you've chosen, the energy that has a message for you, is, I believe, about being grounded and being calm and cool, and being determined, and looking at just there's a sense of optimism here with both of these rune cards in my mind. Like just being able to feel that everything's gonna be okay. And this card brings up being able to start things but finish them. It's actually the Fool in Tarot is equivalent to this card. So it's like fearlessly jumping off into the unknown, you know, like just letting go and having faith and being all about like what's coming. And that's, I think, tied to this two-headed snake who can see the fates but doesn't, you know, just knows they're good and doesn't necessarily tell us what they are. And then, you know, these players up here who are ready, but, you know, a little patient, basically. Sure, they can become impatient, but I think an overall good message here is, regardless of what's going on, which we'll look into this tarot, but like an overall good message would be probably that everything's gonna be okay, and you have a lot of drive and power within your grasp. Yield, you know, to like, just avoid chaos is the feeling that I'm getting. Seems unnecessary. This is a very, like, chill approach to anything chaotic or dramatic in my mind. Athena is talking men down from senseless war. Okay. All right. So in these questions, I put them here because, like, I'm hoping to tie it all together. I'm sorry I'm all over the place. This is a weird reading. It's really weird. And I don't know if anybody's going to listen to it. This is the Linestrider Tarot. And what I want to do is just get a couple of cards for your spiritual health, well-being kind of status and what's happening there, and then a romance love life check, and then a sort of career endeavor occupation type read. So this is the Linestrider Tarot, I said, and I am going to ask, let's get an energy read on the spirit of you. Athena and smoky quartz. What are we getting on you right now? How's your Ace of Cups? So crazy how cards show up in the same night. You're ready. You're wanting. You're fresh to it. You have your intuition is activated. You're paying attention, right? So I think spiritually you're like, what is the word I'm looking for? Ready to receive messages, ready to learn more about your own stuff and your depth and your abilities, and yeah, like, I mean, just looking at this cat here, like, just ready to get your cup filled up, right? Looking over here, ready to go, ready to start. Maybe newer, no, not necessarily. Things cycle. Maybe you're not new, but you're in a place where you're starting again, or you're on another level. You're newly at another level. But I think you're looking for spiritual answers. And I think you're going to get them because they're there. That's definitely true. So what's shifting and coming up for you with your sort of spiritual relationship with yourself, your higher self, your own divinity? What's coming up next? Nine of Swords. Well, don't feel unworthy if that happens. So this card is about, like, it's mental, it's air, and it's about worry and anxiety and not being able to sleep and regret and being overwhelmed, and, like, it doesn't really, like, I'm trying to understand why it's here, because, you know, I was feeling like you're really ready and waiting for the downloads. I will give you one word of caution from this card. When you open yourself psychically, when you try to open yourself karmically, spiritually, when you call in energy, you can call in the wrong energy. And I've done it because that's how I know. I've done it more than once. And so I guess I'm seeing this as a word to caution you. If you're diving in, no matter how much you know, just, you don't have to take my word for it, but I have experienced this. You have to be careful what you open yourself up to. If you're empathic, and most people are, we just block it up with stuff in this crazy world. But like, if you are empathetic or empathic and you suck up energy easily, you have to be careful about bringing in the wrong energy, plain and simple. To come up with the smoky quartz, this is good. Protect yourself. Protect yourself. Protect yourself from people who don't have your best interests at heart. Protect yourself from your own openness. Just be discerning. I just feel like that's what that card's about and why that came up. Somebody, I think, is watching this who needs to hear about it. Just about the dangers, about how real it all is, and how, this isn't meant to scare you, but it's just a word of caution. Like, dive in, but beware of how receptive, what you receive, what you're open to receiving. So I had asked about what was shifting or coming up. I think it just really, what I'm feeling is like, it's easy to go overboard and it's easy to become obsessive. I've been interested in this stuff, all of this stuff, crystals, astrology, tarot, mythology, runes, you name it, for a long time. And you can still, look, I don't know what, it's almost 1 a.m. here, and my kids are going to be up screaming in no time. And like, here I am doing this. And it is an obsessive, and it can be an obsessive lifestyle. Yeah, I can't tell you how many hours I've lost just like, looking at readings or cards or, all of that. I just feel like there's a caution here for that, for you. I don't know. Is there something else? I feel like I want another card about your, what's coming up spiritually for you. The world. Completion. Meaning. Wanderlust, like travel in the world type thing. I think fulfillment. So I think all in all, with this word of caution, just be aware of how you open your energy. You're open to receiving. It looks like you want the downloads, and you want to sponge it up, all the stuff about all this stuff, the esoteric matters, and you want all that, but you need to be aware. Use your common sense for real, because not everybody is operating with the same integrity, So, and then the world just tells me, I feel like you're gonna be, this is a fulfilling place for you. This is, I think why you may need to be warned about this is because you are receptive, because you do have abilities, but you have to be careful, and then all good, green light for a very fulfilling contentment making practice. Okay, I've been using this deck that I made. I feel like I've explained it because I've already explained it twice, but if you didn't see those, then you don't know. This is this little deck I made of answers. Clues and answers to the who, what, where, when, how questions. So from it, sometimes I feel like I can get a message. I just made it, but sometimes I feel like I can intuit a message. But sometimes I just really hope that it will hit you and you'll know what it's about. That's great. I would love to be able to, I just don't know that YouTube viewers are interested in all the extra. Like, I think people just want to hear the answers, but I'm trying to share with you ways to practice using your intuition and tips and anything that I have. Anyway, here we go. We just want a clue about the track you're on spiritually. Like, how are you doing? Closure. Have you if you're dealing with mediumship for the dead, that would make sense to me. That is an area where you definitely have to be careful, because sometimes when you deal with energy around like people that have died, animals, but people that have died, if you're very sensitive, it can latch on to you and give you really uncomfortable feelings. And it's important to sort of know how to keep your own body safe from it, and know what you're doing before you mess too much. So in this case, you may have something else, but my sense, closure may be a motivation that has brought you into this realm of interest. But yeah, I'm just immediately the first thing I thought of was a lot of times we want to talk to the dead and find answers about how things happen the way they did, but you have to be careful, because sometimes there are very, very unpleasant experiences that you're inviting to feel within yourself. Let me just get one more, because that is not going to fit everybody, I'm pretty sure. But again, I know from experience. And a book. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Books are good. And I even got this one before and recommended a book about what we were talking about. But study. Listen to people who have some experience in the matter, at least, and study. Read a book. You can do everything online at this point, but like, there are excellent opportunities to learn how to tap into your own self, like just in your online now. So I would say this is telling me you're somebody who wants to know more and do more than you do if you do anything yet. Okay, now I want to look at romantic energy, love life energy. How's everything looking up here? All right, what's going on in this love for you? What's currently happening? What's the current energy? Four of Swords, so maybe you're in a timeout situation. Just resting, taking a break, taking space from someone, or they're taking it from you, or you're taking it from each other. Yeah, it's not bad. It seems needed when that happens, when it's Four of Swords. It's mental. It's like just taking a time out, just taking a break, just looking for peace, getting rejuvenated, resting. Maybe even sleeping a lot, to be honest. I've seen sleeping animals on so many Four of Swords cards. It's more about end of conflict than conflict. So if you're in this state right now, you or the person you are into, one or both of you, is maybe taking a breather, taking a breath, taking a moment, a pause. It doesn't mean they're not thinking of you, you're not thinking about what to do. It's just sort of gathering strength. It's really self-love based than about the relationship. It's really usually, I think, more about needing to just shut down for a sec. Okay, so what is shifting coming up? What's coming up next in this romance situation? I'm sure there are other scenarios that I did not just mention. That's the one that came up. Rest and contemplation, yeah. If you're single, maybe this is where you've been. Just, having your time, gathering your strength, meditating, finding your own personal peace. Just be sure and, stay true. Okay, so what's next? What's coming up next in this? Ooh, well, Jupiter's Wheel of Fortune is a Jupiter card, and if you can see that, see that? Yeah. Jupiter's luck. So I think you're gonna get lucky. You got some destiny coming. Wheel of Fortune is change. Your situation is changing. Can be a surprise. And, we've got, what are those birds? They're like peacocks or something. I should read the book. I'm not sure what birds those are. But there are two of them and they seem to love each other. I'm just saying this looks good. This looks like, this is leading you to something that's meant to be. Whether it's someone that you're meant to be with who is in this state or something altogether different. Can't be sure by this because you're all going to have different situations, but it does look extremely promising that your luck is going to change. Okay. Let's see if we can get a clue. I'm really just keeping the tarot part short. Yeah, this one's running a little shorter than the others. I'm finally getting it down now that I'm on the third one. So yeah, why don't we look at some clues, messages about romance. Ooh, these are evil to shuffle. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe no, never mind. I'm not gonna pull out another deck right now. Just looking for clues, answers about who, what, where, when, how, and clues about this change in luck in the love department. What does that say? Highly likely. Well, great. We like an affirmation about that. Okay, what else? What's another clue about the change of fortune and the destiny on the way? Learn while you're in this state, whether it's you or someone else or both of you. Take the time to learn probably some of that stuff. I'm telling you, like, all of these practices are very empowering. And the more empowered you are, you know, you're going to attract more of everything, to be honest. You're going to attract more of the bad stuff too, but you'll attract more of the people who are wowed by you. You'll be able to manifest, be the high priestess and the magician. And not to mention, your own reading for yourself is quite a treat. I want to do one more for the romance part and hope for something fun. This Wheel of Fortune. Let's talk about this luck changing. Something lucky happening. What? Summer. Okay. I did put each season on here. Summer. So it sounds like by summer. I know that sounds, if you're watching this at the time of recording, it might sound a bit far away, but it's not. Just 6 months now. All right. So now I want to ask about career, occupation, what you like to do, what you're doing, what you want to happen in life for you in the practical sense more than anything. What's your current sort of energy in the career question? Oh, you know, again, this one I'm pretty sure. No, maybe it was the Queen. So, King of Wands, kind of got it going on. Maybe you're doing all right in this department. King of Wands has ambition and like is a creator and a visionary and like a mastermind and you know, this fiery wands and owning it, you know, owning it. Are you owning it? Like, if so, congratulations, because that's like, seems like a hard time for people to be okay. You know, I'm trying to think of another way this could be interpreted. Current energy in the you know, if you're making stuff, you're probably doing all right. If you're going to school, it seems like you're into it. I don't know. The vibe on it is positive, you know? Seems like you're doing all right. Now, let's see what's coming up. What's coming up in the career realm? Occupation. 8 of Pentacles. Is that one in the camera? Probably not. 8 of Pentacles. Look at how she's sitting. Huh. Sorry. I think that's really cute. All right. New skills, some study, and some what do you call it? Advanced training, elevated learning is what I'm thinking. Concentration, artistry. Like it looks like what's coming up in this department would be taking it up a level, taking it up a notch, you know, like even if you're doing all right, or maybe you just have the energy and drive to do all right. Looks like you're gonna, like, it's in motion, like the grounding and the practical work, the earthy part of the process, and it's a comfortable, like, experience. It's like just, what do they call it? Like advanced training? Maybe there's some advanced training that's going to happen. Maybe if you do something and you get a certificate or a higher degree, you move up or get more money, or you could just be doing, even if you're doing something on your own, like learning how to do something, like if you have a craft or a skill, you take like a workshop or apprenticeship or something, or do some independent study. It just looks like whatever it is you have going on it's just going to keep going on well, and you're just going to own it even more and know it even better. That's pretty cool. Let me see if there's any more clues about the occupation sector. A memory. I wonder if that means anything to you. I don't know, your memories and what you want. Wow. Cool. What you want. I mean, the want is here, and the working toward getting it is here. That's cool. So to be back over here again, for sure. Driven and prosperous, strength of will, headstrong, go-getters, going for it. Both the Aries and the Taurus energy here are sort of blessings of making things happen. Absolutely. Yeah. Earth and fire. This is Earth and fire. Wands and Pentacles. That's Earth and fire. This one's air. Water and air. Yeah. So that's good right here. And then your ascendant, the Fool, like, diving in. The Self. I think there's a lot going on up here with this being something you want to know more about, and just be careful. Be careful. I think you might have real power, and you have to be careful with it. Make sure you find guidance. And then with Athena, that's that energy of wisdom and transformation, which I think shows up in all of these, actually. There's a transformation here from the Ace of Cups to the World. There's a transformation between this rest period and contemplation and the good luck and destiny coming. there's transition there. And of course, going up a level. That's some transformation, just like this. And Athena. Okay. Remember, you know, this rune has to do with sanctuary and secrets and maternal energy. So if you are inclined to, I guess my message for you here is, if you're inclined to learn about witchcraft specifically, again, just be sure where you're getting your information, okay? Be sure you're getting your information from the right place, or the right places, actually. Use your own intuition, and you know, just be careful opening up wide open like that. It's never a great plan when you know, to just open up to whatever. All right. Okay. My goodness. Okay. I hope that made some sense and gave you something. I appreciate this opportunity to kind of dive into some different kinds of readings. This is just the sort of the type of way when I read for myself, like, stuff like this happens. Like, there'll be like one question up here going this way, and you know, just all over the place. It's just I let the cards kind of like guide. And anyway, thank you very much. See you next time.